Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking and subscribing the channel is free and easy, and it helps me out a lot. If you want to go a little farther with your support, I have Patreon and YouTube membership available, which includes access to the BoshNRoll Discord server, early access to things I'm working on, sideboard plans, cards I'm buying. You could have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use the YouTube membership option, you get sweet, unique YouTube badges and emotes for the channel. If you want to play what I'm playing, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support my channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com. And if you're playing on Magic Online, a cardhoarder.com loan account can let you play any deck anytime. If you want to wear your support, there is BoshNRoll merch available. All of these links are in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for another Legacy video. Today, I am playing, at the request of Patreon subscriber Chris, Bant Worldgorger combo. Worldgorger Dragon, if you're not familiar with this combo. This is a 6-mana 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, exile all your other permanents, and when it leaves the battlefield, you get them all back. The combo here is if you return it to play with a card like Animate Dead or Necromancy, which enchants it, and if the enchantment goes away, so does the creature. So when Worldgorger Dragon comes into play, it exiles Animate Dead, which causes Worldgorger Dragon to die, which causes Animate Dead to come back into play, which brings back Worldgorger, which exiles Animate Dead, etc. This can come into play and leave play as many times as you want, and each time it does that, it exiles all your other permanents as well. And the permanents don't come back into play tapped or anything. It's just however they would normally enter the battlefield. So any lands that are getting exiled will come into play untapped, and you can float mana in between each loop, so you have infinite mana. If you have something like Abundant Growth in play, you can also draw as many cards as you want from your deck. And the goal here is you end up with infinite mana and some way to win the game. What I've done for the win con is Nexus of Fate. Like, there's a lot of things you could put in this spot. You could argue that you don't even really need to put anything in this spot. If you just, like, draw 60 cards and make 2 infinite shark tokens and cast Grizzlebrand, cast Archon of Cruelty, and pass the turn with 4 Force Wheels in your hand, you're probably going to win that game. But I do like the finality of getting it done all in one. And Nexus of Fate is the card that I decided to play with here. I haven't seen this in Dragon decks before, but I'm going to try it. I think it's cool because it's an instant, and that means if you draw into it during your Dragon combo, you can cast it and it goes back into your deck and you can find it again. So Dragon combo also represents infinite turns with this build. Nexus also shuffles into your deck. So if I decide to dredge Loam during my Dragon combo and I mill over my Nexus, it just goes into the deck. So I can't accidentally mill my win condition. It's also blue, which pitches to Force of Will or Force of Negation if I'm not comboing or if I'm in a pinch. It can also just be cast fair and square because this is a deck that's trying to hit a lot of land drops and get on board. And just Time Walk is a powerful card. So I've gone with Nexus of Fate. We'll see if that works. This Dragon combo build is just tucked nicely into my own Bant Loam deck. This is the deck that I've been playing for the past month or two now, working on with Life from the Loam and Field of the Dead as win conditions in just a Bant control shell. So the Endurance, the White Removal, Plow, Prismatic Ending, Shark Typhoon, Force, Jace, Uro, Ponder, Brainstorm, the gang's all here. Chris basically just shoved the Gorger combo into my Bant deck. And not so much shoved it into as added it to, because now it's also a Yorion deck. It basically, okay, so how many cards is this package? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 cards added to this deck. The 4 Abundant Growth are good with Yorion. They also help support the now black mana requirement. And you add a couple lands to fill out the 80 cards. So it's basically just the BoshNRoll Bant Loam deck. Loam Field Tech. Original credit to Zach Allen, of course, and I've been working on it since then. And Chris shoved Gorger on top of it, which I think is not, like, this might look like a mess if you're not familiar with Legacy, just like, what the hell's going on here? You just shove this crap into an existing deck. That's actually how Worldgorger Dragon decks are built these days. You can build turbo versions that only do Gorger Dragon. Like, it's just like a Reanimator Storm kind of deck where you're just trying to go really fast. But a lot of the Dragon decks are just tucked into control decks. Usually Bug, because it's easier to support the black requirements of the Dragon combo. We're kind of stretching Bant into another color here. Strategically and theoretically, though, this makes a lot of sense. I played Aloran on the channel earlier this week, and Aloran is also a basically Bant control deck with a combo kill in it. Food Chain is also a Bant control deck with a combo kill in it. This is a pattern we've seen. The Bant control shell is really powerful at staying alive, but it's really bad at actually winning. And being able to threaten a combo at any point while you're doing Bant control stuff is a huge onus to put on your opponent to figure out how to thread that needle. Normally against Bant control, you want to like cut all your Force of Wills and stuff and just play to the board, but you can't do that against a combo deck. Against combo, you want to cut all your removal and play to the stack, but you can't really do that against a deck that has Endurance and Field of the Dead and Uro. So we're trying to put the opponent in a pinch here, and I'm hoping that's what we end up doing. I did just notice that Ketria Triumph still in the deck. This should be the Bug Triumph. I'll make that change before we start the league. Other than that, this is the deck. Let's get into the league. I'm on the draw in the first round. I've revealed my Yorion. I'm going to keep this hand. Island Ponder, right? You don't mulligan those. 2 Entombs is kind of cool, because I can Entomb for Loam first and hit my land drops, and then I can Entomb for Dragon later, once I find an Animate Dead. This is good stuff. I think I want to leave up Entomb first, and I can Ponder later. I want to know what I'm playing against first. Ponder is my only blue card for Force of Will. If I can bait a counter on Entomb, that's pretty exciting, because I have 2 of that card. Also don't want to play into Wasteland if I don't have to, so just gonna get Underground Sea here and jam this Entomb. Let's see what they got for me. Oh, that just resolved. They were just straight up F6. Go ahead, have it, is what they said. I think I want to Entomb Life from the Loam, and then dredge it and cast it right away. I'm going to dredge Loam, and I get to pick up 3 lands here. I don't get to keep them all. I get to keep 2 of them, but I am jamming it. Guess I can get Basic Forest just to be careful. I'm not sure what I need to be careful about, but I'm doing it. I'm going to target the basic planes because I do have 2 removal spells. Brainstorm in response to Loam is interesting. Are they going to counter Loam? Like, make an effort to counter Loam after I've already resolved Entomb? That would be a curious play pattern. Force of Negation. Okay, that's kind of worth countering. Is it worth countering back? What did they pitch? Pitched Ponder. If this is Delver, I want to counter this. If it's Show and Tell, but Show and Tell wouldn't have Force Negation in it. All right, I'm gonna force back and really hope they don't have Daze. Maybe I should have kept my Force Ponder in hand, because I have another Entomb. I can just get another Loam. Okay, it just resolved. All right. Oh, that was stressful. I think I messed up and shouldn't have forced there, but getting it through is a huge deal. Now I'm going to just hit my land drops for the rest of the game. Rest of Iteration. They exiled a Brainstorm to Iteration. Sure, they're about to cast it, because that's how this works. Brainstorm. I think I'm supposed to take a draw step. Dredging Loam here doesn't seem mega important. If they are Delver, they haven't presented a threat yet. It's very strange. Oh, Ponder was among the best draws. Only Brainstorm would have been better. All right, a pile of Uros to go with my handful of lands. Do not shuffle this library. Ooh, I could just dredge those Uros straight to the graveyard. Hell yeah. Almost forgot I could do that. All right, my graveyard has 2 Uros in it now. I guess I can fetch and cast Loam also. Yeah, we're just doing Loam shit. I think I want Tropical Island here. I actually did need to Loam because... Oh no, I did have exactly enough to cast Uro. And if they want to Force Negation this Loam, the damage is done. They can have it. Okay, Force of Negation, pitching Murktide Regent. Fuck yeah. Get it out. That's a deal. And Murktide Regent deck confirmed. Short of like slamming Blood Moon right now, I'm not worried about a lot of things they could do. And even Blood Moon, I can Prismatic Ending because I have white, green, red. Not that I expect them to have Blood Moon, I'm just like naming cards that could exist for 3 Izzet mana. Yeah, they started tapping mana, then passed the turn instead. I could just slam Uro. Just put it straight into a Daze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I can refire Uro next turn if they counter it now, or I could just put Yorion in my hand and wait. Kind of like that. I don't need to play into Daze. They're not doing anything over there. Oh, they're the Saga deck. Okay. Glad I slow rolled this Wasteland. Okay, it's time to fetch and cast Uro. I have blue, blue, and green, green, so I can get whatever land I think is going to help me the most. Bayou, perhaps? Or Tundra. Yeah, I think I want Tundra. Right, Tundra. I'm going to play my lane, or I'm going to play my Wasteland to play around Daze. And then blue, blue, green, green. There was an argument to do it the other way of play the planes to play around Daze, and then the Uro gets to throw Wasteland into play, but it's really important that I waste them here, and if they just have Force of Will instead of Daze, like so. Like I couldn't play around Force and Daze there, so I just chose Daze. Another iteration. If they're a Saga deck, they probably do have a Soul Guide Lantern in this 75 that they could be digging for. Exiled Brainstorm and cast it right away. So they've seen 7 cards this turn, just casually. Draw per turn, Expressive Iteration sees 3, and then Brainstorm sees 3. Ah, you fucker. Alright, they found the Soul Guide Lantern. Alright, time to pivot on to doing different stuff. Let's see if they pop it right away. I guess they don't have to do that. And there's the Force of Will, that could have answered that. Okay, whatever. Alright, time to rally. Brainstorm. Let's fix this hand up. Please pop your Lantern in response. Okay, good. They had to do that because if Brainstorm resolves and I just play a 5th land, I can bring Uro out. They don't know that I don't have the missing color. So that was the right time to do that if you were going to do it. All right, this is a little ugly. I don't need 2 Entombs. I'm going to use this Entomb to shuffle the Brainstorm, though. So I do want that one. And Prismatic Ending is good against random artifact shit they might do, and Plow is good against Murktide Regent. I think I want to put Force of Will back into the deck. Yeah, I'll put Force of Will on top, play my land. Force is on top if I need it. I can Brainstorm into it. I could also hardcast Force of Negation this turn. I think this is worth doing. Let's just negate that. Get it out. That was a 1-for-1, but it like their 1 represented 2 or more, so let's keep them behind on cards. They are currently behind on cards, and I want them to stay that way. Ponder. So they Ponder, shuffled, cast another Ponder. They did not shuffle that one. Do I want to draw the Force of Will? I could just spend another turn, or I could just Entomb now. Yeah, I'll take my shuffle. They've used their Soul Guide Lantern already. It's time to put... Do I want Dragon in the graveyard, or do I want just like Grizzlebrand or Archon? Like, which of these is going to be the best if I do draw the Animate Dead? I don't have an Abundant Growth or anything in play. Just Entomb Grizzlebrand and put the fear in him. Time to Brainstorm. I have way too much removal in my hand. Okay, that's Animate Dead. Put back these Prismatic Endings. Bayou. Animate Dead? How'd we do? They either have Force or they don't. Okay, Force pitching iteration. Is that all 4 iterations? Okay. Now I basically have Yorion that I can protect with Caracas, and that's my next several turns because I have to work through those Prismatic Endings I put on top. There's a Murktide Regent. I'm going to counter it on my turn just to play around Flusterstorm. I don't expect them to have it, but if I can play around something on a spell that's important, I'm going to. Caracas, and then blue, blue, white, colorless, colorless. Here's my 4/5 creature. I can't flicker anything, but it can pick itself up with Caracas. And also block Murktide forever. Just block bounce if they have a second one. Do I want to let them dash Ragavan? Oh, I have Karakas, so they can go ahead, dash Ragavan. I'm going to attack. Next turn, I'm drawing Wild. I get a real card. Ponder, yeah, that's a good one to find. Cast my Ponder. Zagoth, Triome, Windswept Heath. Yeah, these are not good cards. Shuffle that up. Brainstorm, that's pretty good. I'm going to hold on to it, though. I'm ahead right now. Like, it's their job to do anything. They're just passing the turn. So they have 4 reactive cards in their hand. Or just 4 bad cards. I'm going to Brainstorm on their turn. Like, if they do just have hard cast Force Negation, I want them to spend their main phase mana on it. I can Brainstorm and then Entomb to shuffle the Brainstorm. Oh, you're this. I'm going to Brainstorm in response to that. Okay, another Entomb, and I don't really need this land, but I'll leave it on top in case Entomb doesn't resolve. Okay, that's in. Well, that's terrifying. Entomb in the end step. Luckily, I have several answers to Painter Servant lined up. I'm going to Entomb Uro this time. That's just like a fair middle ground thing to be doing on this stable board. I think I want to end Painter first. White, green. Let's get rid of that. This is the thing that's going to kill me out of nowhere, and I don't want that to happen. So I won't let it. Get a forest. I'm planning on abundant growthing anyway. Green, green, blue, blue. Here comes Uro. Uro's on the stack. Triggered ability. Down Swords to Plowshares. I'm going to attack with Yorion and then cast my Abundant Growth. Actually, I don't need to Abundant Growth this turn. I'm going to leave up Plow that doesn't get dazed in case they have another Painter. Oh my god, they're going to double bolt my Uro. Put that right in my veins. All right, it's back in my graveyard for next turn. I guess they had to do that. They were dead to it. And here comes Yorion again. They were at 23 when this Yorion resolved, by the way. That's how sick just a 4/5 flyer can be. This has done nothing except attack. Green. I'm gonna Abundant Growth first this time. Target my plains. Turn that into a good land. Okay, green. Green. Blue. Blue. 1, 2, 3. I'm leaving the Grizzlebrand in my graveyard. Basically nothing else in there matters. Put this island into play. And I can Abundant Growth the island. There's Loam. Cool. They have to combo me out here, and they have to do it through Swords to Plowshares. They have 2 cards in their hand, so even if it is Painter Grindstone, that's not enough. Because they can't also interact. Oh, they had it. That's lucky. Sorry. That was pretty sick. We were a control deck, then a reanimator deck, then just like a limited deck, and then a control deck again at the end. That was fun. Okay, things that are good in this matchup. Force of Vigor, Collector Oof. Both definitely looking good. I don't think I want Meddling Mage. Wasteland I want because they're a Saga deck. Engineered Explosives I want. It's a non-bow with Oof, but I have one. I shouldn't need the other. Don't want Terminus, no Canonist. Flusterstorm, they are an iteration deck. I could beat up on their iterations, which could be better than Force of Negation. But Flusterstorm's in the maybe pile. Things that I do not want include... Well, Dress Down's very good because it can turn off Painter forever. Like if they cast Painter and I Dress Down in response, they don't get to name a color, and it's just a blank. Their main deck Soul Guide Lanterns make me think that maybe I just want to be 80 card Bant for this matchup, which is not copping out of the meme. It's just, I think that is the right way to play this deck. Or I could at least go skinnier on it. Like I could leave Grizzlebrand in there as something to do. I guess it depends on how many things I need to board out. Let's see how this lines up. Entombing Loam and Uro, that game was awesome. So maybe I still want Entomb. It's also a shuffle effect for Brainstorm, which came up more than once. Animate, Archon. I still want the Nexus of Fate. I'm in love with that. Yeah, it seems I'd have to cut more things than I'm bringing in. If that, oh, there's a fucking null rod right here. Yeah, that needs to be in my deck. Duh. I got booty blind. I saw the oof and was like, yeah, there it is. Guess I could play a meddling mage. I don't think I want all 4 Entombs in the deck if I'm not also a reanimator deck. So maybe it's better than mage, though mage in those late game grindy situations, just naming painter turns off so many things I need to worry about. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is an extremely blue hand. I'm gonna keep it. They're a Saga deck and an Ancient Tomb deck, so it's possible they have a Blood Moon juke where they just bet that Blood Moon is better than Saga for the game, or they could just not have Blood Moon. And I'm gonna keep this, and what I think I'm gonna fetch Basic Island Grindstone. I'm not gonna fight over just a raw Grindstone. I'll fight over Painter later. That's never gone wrong for anyone. I'm gonna Basic Island Ponder here. If Flooded Strand could get Basic Forest and cast the Abundant Growth, I would have done it. Okay, here we go. There's land and double Abundant Growth, so I can fetch Forest, growth the island, use island, growth, forest, and then I have 2 5-color lands and I draw 2 new cards next turn. Or I could just growth the island, hold up Force Flusterstorm, make sure I don't die for a little while. That's probably the play. Unless they Saga, in which case I'll waste them. Oh, I was like, I'll wasteland them, and then just played a different land. Just autopilot. Alright, I guess we're back on the Abundant Growth plan. They're going to get a construct out of this. I don't mind a little development here. Like, this isn't devastating. And if they spend their mana doing anything other than making a construct, oh, that's fun. Where's pitching Murktide Regent? Yeah, whatever. Cool. Fucking deal. Okay, if they don't crack this fetch land, I'll be able to zap their Saga before they can activate it. All right, Wasteland's in play now. We snuck it in. Draw a card here. Meddling Mage, and I'm going to pass the turn. If they crack their fetch land, I waste them in response. If they don't, I just waste Saga in response to its search trigger. Yeah, they messed up a little bit there. So did I, but I went unpunished. But they didn't. Are they just going to activate Grindstone once, see what happens? They floated the mana. They are activating Grindstone. Are they a self-mill deck, or are they just going to, like, zap me for 2? Okay, they're a self-mill deck. They just milled 2 Painter Servants. That's fucking nuts. Meddling Mage is probably my pitch to Force of Will, if I have to force something this turn. Oh, right, they're a Murktide deck. That's why self-mill. They definitely have at least one self-mill reason. Murky Rege. I am going to force that. I don't have a better answer for it right now. They're going to Pyroblast. I'm going to Flusterstorm. And Murktide Regent goes to the graveyard. They have 1 card in their hand. They could Daze, if they're a Daze deck. But they're not. Okay. Now I need to start hitting land drops and pulling ahead. Brainstorm hopefully will help with that. Uh-oh. Loam's good at least. Though, this is generally bad news bears. Okay, so I'm going to put Uro and Plow on top in that order. So what my next 2 turns look like is I cast Loam, get my 3 lands, dredge Loam on the following turn, which will mill over the Uro. They found a Ponder off their iteration. There's Ponder. I would have loved to aggro Fluster that iteration, but obviously they're aggressively forcing my first Abundant Growth has paid off. Saga, okay. Please don't have Force of Negation in your hand. Or really Force of anything, but especially Force of Negation. Okay, that resolved, and I get to waste them again. Don't want to deal with Earth's Saga even a little bit. I'm not convinced I want to dredge Loam now. Like, now I just have 2 lands in hand. Maybe I'll just Uro, hit the extra land drop, make up that turn that I missed my land drop. I could try to just, like, dredge Loam, waste them out of the game. Like, if they don't have a land drop right now, I could just hit one of their Valks. Okay, never mind. Can't do any of that. Okay, Uro's on the slow plan. That is nice, though, that it kind of forced them to do that. Third Saga's rough. Alright, Uro, get to work. They don't want basic lands anymore. I need to start developing colors, so I want... Black isn't really part of the plan. I do have some Entombs, but I have the Abundant Growth, so I think I want Tundra here. And then Burrow. I'll jam it straight into the Soul Guide Lantern. It's going to get paid on the way through. It's fine. And I'm going to play the Underground Sea, not the Windswept Teeth, because if I have to brainstorm, like if I have to Flusterstorm this turn, then I want to be able to still brainstorm and shuffle next turn with the fetch land. They're probably going to Lantern me this turn, so Uro can't get on the stack. If I get to my main phase, I'm just jamming it. Yep, it's gone. Now Saga with 2 cards in hand is what I'm looking at. Time to brainstorm. Shark Typhoon and a pile of lands. Is this good stuff? Yeah, I think if I put these 2 fetch lands back, this lets me plow their Construct and cast Endurance. All right, so Construct is 2/2. Then it'll be 3/3/4/4. Okay, so they make another one. I can... There's a line where I kill both constructs this turn. If I flash an Endurance, block the attacking 4/4, and then plow the non-attacking 4/4. Endurance, 1, 3. And I'm going to Endure myself. I don't want to put all those good cards back into their deck. And with Grafdigger's Cage, I don't care about Uro anyway. Did we get the clean kill, or do they have a Flusterstorm? I will fight over this if they Force of Will. Alright. Went perfectly to plan. Okie dokie. Drawing the land this turn. I could put Yorion in hand, or I could just cycle a 4/4 Shark, and I think that's the play. Leave my mana up. I can Force of Negation something if I need to, but mostly I just want to make a giant shark. I don't need that 7th land. Okay, shuffling it away. We don't have a Savannah in play yet. I'll do that one. There is a Field of the Dead in the deck, so I'm keeping that in mind with my fetching. 4/4 sharks out of bolt range. I expect they boarded their bolts out, but we did see them last game. Red Blast. Yeah, that's fine. That's a 2-for-1. Collector, oof. Oof. Back for 3. I have 7 mana, so I can put Yorion in hand, cast Collector, oof, and hold up Flusterstorm and Force of Negation. This is pretty good. They played their 5th land. Oh, I'm smelling a Force of Will there. The backup Null Rod. Get wrecked. Here are my 5 damage. And I'm going to cast Yorion. It's good for a card draw, which is enough for me to want to do it. I think I can tap better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They're fetching. This looks like Force of Will, which I will Flusterstorm. Oh, could have seen this coming. I'm going to fetch Snow Forest here, so I can, when I flicker my Abundant Growth back in, it can have a permanent target. Okay, so get rid of those. Yorion. I think now I do want to blink Endurance, and I don't think untapping my Collector Roof matters. I'm going to blink Endurance and target them, because now I am worried about Murktide Regent. That's the kind of card that could still win them this game. And with Oof and Null Rod, I'm not really worried about putting all those painters back into their deck. Drew a blue card for Force of Negation, that's nice. And they packed it up. Some clean Yorion control action there. On to the next round. I'm on the play with Island Ponder in round 2. I also have Entomb Reanimate, so if I find some black mana, we're in business. Ponder's job is going to be to find a black source, and then we'll try to make that happen. Ponder, what do you got for me? All right, cool. Found a black source and a force to protect it all. No shuffle. Put the force on top in case I need it now. Cavern of Souls. What you got? Creature type is giant. Is this that, like, dwarf tribal, whatever the fuck? Or is there actually a giant? Oh, is it Primeval Titan? That's a giant. Is Amulet? We'll see what they got. The good news is I'll probably be able to use my force to protect my combo if this is what they're doing. Most Cavern of Souls decks don't have forces of their own. Golos. It's not a giant, is it? It's a scout. All right, didn't think so. Okay, Glimmer Post. And Chalice on 1. I can just Entomb in response, and I don't have to worry about Chalice anymore. I could save my Force of Will, though they are a mono brown deck. What happens if I just get Grizzlebrand? Right, I'm gonna get Bayou here, because that gets my colors. Green's more important than white, I believe. Let's look at my reanimation monsters. I could get Archon of Cruelty. Enters the battlefield or attacks. Opponent sacks a creature, planeswalker, discards a card, loses 3 life, you draw a card, gain 3 life. I could get Archon, though Grizzlebrand's gotta just be better, right? MF and Grizzlebrand. The concern is Caracas, but if I'm Grizzling, I should be able to figure that out. Oh right, Flooded Strand doesn't fetch Bayou. I better get Scrubland. Alright, Scrubland. Entomb. Good thing I went first. Yeah, my dragon combo doesn't do anything yet. It's too early in the game. I'm not holding a Shark Typhoon. I don't have a redraw. Yeah, so Grizzlebrand is the get. I think they can have this Chalice, right? Yeah, I want to like counter the next thing. Just make sure my Grizzle can roll. So Animate Dead on Grizzlebrand. Bring it back. I am going to pay 7 because I haven't hit a land drop. Oh, jeez. I needed all 7 of those cards, it seems. And I'm going to discard a variety of 1-drops. The end step here. Plow. Uro is a good one to discard. And I don't think I'm going to need Endurance. I can also Necromancy one of these things back if I really need to. Grizzle's going to get to connect this turn. Field of the Dead's okay. I really want Wasteland, though. If I can get Jace into play. Jace even helpful? Is that important to me? I'm going to draw 7 again. Okay, I can remove Chalice here. I can discard Dragon in the end step. Do I have anything that goes off with Dragon right now? I don't. So 8 extra mana to get around the Chalice. File this thing. And then I think I want to Ponder. If I can find an Abundant Growth, I can win next turn. That's a shuffle. On an island. Guess I'll just play a land and pass, discarding the dragon and some other stuff. Dragon, Loam. I don't think Field's going to be part of this game. I can discard all of these lands, I think. Just fill my hand with spells. I have triple force to bridge myself into dragon. They have 3 or 5 mana. Golos is going to get forced. Can't have my opponent digging up a Caracas on me, or Bajuka Bog. Okay, that was a great example of the combo doing its thing. This matchup is pretty hard to win, especially in game 1, if you're just Bant control. They would have had so much mana. I want the backup Wasteland. We saw Golos and lands, basically. We don't know if they're a build with artifacts or not. Torpor Orb turns off my combo, which I'm not a huge fan of. It also turns off Golos, which is whatever. Force of Vigor is probably a safe thing to bring in. It at least hits Golos, even if they don't have other... Oh, we also... Chalice. Yeah, okay. So Golos and Chalice, there's at least 2 targets. Explosives can wipe out Chalice or other hate pieces. I like the combo a lot for this matchup. I like Prismatic Ending a lot. We don't know how many Eldrazi they have, or if this is just like Golos ramp. I imagine Thought-Knot Seers are part of their sideboard plan, even if they're not really a dedicated Eldrazi deck. So I want some plows still in the deck. But I think I can shave 1. Dress Downs and Plow are out, and then the rest of the deck is the same. Okay, my hand can answer Chalice. It's got half of the combo and some Brainstorms. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to answer Chalice with Engineered Explosives, not with Force of Will. Just going to be patient, get my value. Do I want to play this now? Yeah, I think I want to just run this out there for 0 now, in case they have a Sphere effect. A post, okay. This is awkward because Windswept Teeth doesn't fetch Underground Sea. So I need to get blue, so then I can try to cantrip for black. Kind of an ugly way to start this game. They have 4 mana now. Vesuva, a Spyglass. I'll fetch in response. I have to get blue. That's not negotiable. Tropical Island, I guess Tundra gets 2 new colors. Trop just doubles down on the green, which I already have. I'll get Tundra and blow my explosives now. If they have a second Chalice, they can cast it. But I have no activated abilities in my hand, so it's currently just a naked Spyglass. They might just name Grizzlebrand with it. Wasteland would be a great draw here. Just cut their Cloud Post from 4 mana down to 1. Yeah, they named Grizzlebrand. That's a reasonable thing to name, based on how last game went. Force of Vigor, that's pretty cool. Brainstorm, please help me. Alright, found the Wasteland, easy game. Put back Plow and Burrow. And then Wasteland, their Cloud Post. Maybe should have named Wasteland with that Spyglass. Another one. My life is pain. Burrow cantrips into the Plow, which I don't really need right now, and I don't have a land drop to hit, so I think that Brainstorm might be a better use of this turn. Though if it misses, that's really bad. I'm going to go for it. This is 2 fresh looks. Okay, and that's not great, but it's not shit either. I'm going to put back Necromancy and Animate Dead, and play my Ains in case I need to plow a Golos or something this turn. But not Seer. That can resolve, and I'll plow it. That actually digs me through the Brainstorm lock faster, so I'll take it. They'll probably take my Uro here. Taking Uro also turns off Force of Will, which is a pretty big beating, and Force of Vigor. And they've seen the Necromancy, so they should be able to work out what's missing here. Okay, they didn't take Uro. That's a gift. I actually get to see a new card this turn. Okay, black mana. I need you. It's time. They took Force of Will, which means they're up to something here. They have 6 mana. They missed their land drop. It's like Ugin. Golos. Yeah, it's Golos time. Golos, do you want Bajuka Bog or Caracas? Or do you just get the Cascading Cataracts and hope for the best? Or just Cloud Post and keep going up? It'll depend on what their hand is doing. I have Ugin, okay. Alright, green source or black source are both good here. Definitely need mana though. Grizzlebrand. Punished. Okay, I'll just put Yorion in my hand and pass the turn. I couldn't cast Uro with this Plains. That was probably the clutch turn where I really had to put up a fight. I mean, I'm a combo deck, so I could still do stuff at various points. Like, it's not like I'm pure Bant where if I'm this far behind, I'm already dead. But I am pretty far behind. They can't activate Eye of Ugin with the mana they have available. But they must have gotten Eye for a reason. But I'm getting another turn. Macabbing my Uro and my Swords of Plowshares. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Black Source, you're in trouble now. I can get... No, I'm just going to try to combo. Like, I could get Bayou, kill Golos, and Spyglass. But I don't think that's as good as just trying to combo. And I think the Archon of Cruelty is actually the play here. That removes Golos. Like, my dragon isn't actually comboing because I don't have like a source of anything. Do I want Underground? No, I want Bayou for sure because I'm holding Force of Vigor. Okay, let's Entomb. They've been waiting a very long time without doing anything. Like, they're either just stuck on mana or I'm not really sure what's going on over there. I am going to get Archon though. If I draw another black source, I can get Archon into play for sure. Right. Didn't work out that way. But I did draw another green source, which is exciting for Force of Vigor purposes. They did have the second Macabre. I can't flash in Necromancy because I didn't draw the second black. Alright, that's fine. We will continue hanging out. I can reanimate Golos next turn if I kill it now. I'm just going to zap it, make sure that it isn't a problem. Like, I reanimate Golos, get Field of the Dead, Or I could get Wasteland. Uh-oh, they're at Ayavugan now. Were they sitting on Ulamog the whole time? Yeah, they were. There is a Caracas in my deck. I think it's too late, though. Yeah, that takes out my black source. Okay, I mean, this was pretty close, all things considered. I think our ship has sailed now. I need, like, Swords to Plowshares into more stuff. I guess I'll just reanimate Golos and we'll do this thing. What colors do I need? I have double blue. I need double green. The Bayou's already gone, so I guess I just have to get an Underground Sea. And Necromancy. Oh wait, does this do what I think it does? Necromancy not asking for a target made me nervous. I'm just gonna get Golos. Alright, Golos, come into play. Yes. Get the other Wasteland, though. No, I need Caracas to even, like, pretend I'm still playing this game. Even that's really generous, though. Spyglass, okay. They get to see, they get to name Caracas. But they see Grizzlebrand in my hand, though I don't think they really care about it. And Ulamog exiles cards, top 20 cards in my library. It's not mill, so there's no, like, Dragon Line here for that. Did name Caracas. I can Yorion, Flicker, Animate Dead, and get Golos again. I don't know if that, like, does anything or matters. I'm gonna untap for a turn with Golos in play. I do have answers to Spyglass in my deck. Like that one. Okay, wipe out the Spyglass. Not that this is particularly helpful or inspired, because they just get to replay the Ulamog. I could Necromancy as an instant and get back Macabre. Oh, I think I just want to pass the turn. Okay, bounce Ulamog. I'm gonna lose my black source here. They're targeting my Caracas and my black source. Don't think Necromancy as an instant does anything, so this is just gonna happen. Swords to Plowshare is still a live draw. Force a Will, one turn too late. Okay, yeah, we're dead. That was scrappier than it had any right to be at all. The double Fairy Macabre got me good. I don't think my sideboard plan really changes here. We did see Thought-Knot Seer and Ulamog, so we know they're going big like that. Dress Down doesn't stop the important part of Ulamog, which is to exile 2 target permanents when you cast it. It removes Indestructible once it's in play, but that doesn't matter. All my removal is exile or bounce anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to combo this deck out. Alright, let's do that. My hand sucks. I'm gonna mulligan it. I'd keep it with a blue source. Mulligan. Okay. There's some action. I can answer a Chalice, I can Entomb something, and I can Brainstorm in between. There is action to be had here. How do I need to set up these fetch lands? This can get Underground Sea, this can get Tundra, or Savannah. I think these fetch lands between them, like, I'm not playing around Wasteland, so these fetch lands between them can get whatever I need them to. I guess turn 1 Spyglass is a big problem. Like, if they can just get the Misty in my hand. It's Chalice, though. I'm going to Entomb in response, and I'm going to put Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. Entomb for Grizzle. I could Entomb for a Loam. That might be smarter in this spot. Though that's not a combo kill. I'm going to Entomb Grizzlebrand. I'll just go for the Gusto. Field of the Dead. Okay. I'm going to get Savannah, which is all my colors between these 2 lands, and get rid of this thing. Exile the Chalice. This is pretty rough. Like, I don't have a follow-up currently. Spyglass. Okay, that's probably going to name Grizzlebrand. They did name Grizzlebrand. Draw Step Brainstorm got to pay me out here. Here's Brainstorm. Fetchland's a really nice find. Alright, Wasteland's a good find too. I don't think I need this Bayou. I have to redraw one of these because I'm wasting this turn. I'm going to put Field on top, because that's the one I want to redraw. I'm just going to hit their Cloud Post. That turns off Vesuvas and Thespian Stages and stuff that might be in their hand. And I can play Endurance next turn. I just start the beatdowns. Elvish Rejuvenator, what the shit. That's a good one. Don't hit a good one, please. Ancient Tomb, okay. That is probably better for me than Cloud Post. Right, they know about the Endurance in my hand, so they're probably not just going to attack into it. If they cast Thought Knot Seer this turn, that's actually great for me, because then they take nothing. They appear to be tapping. Okay, 5 mana. Golos is powerful. We got the Cataracts, okay. Alright, they forgot Endurance is in my hand. I will eat your creature for free, no problem. Do I want Bayou or Tropical Island? I think I want Tropical Island. I already have a black source, and the second blue is helpful. Here is my Endurance. I'm going to target nobody, because I want my graveyard in case I draw a payoff, and I don't want to put a Cloud Post in their deck. That barely matters, but it's non-zero, so I'm going to count it. Swords of Plowshares would be pretty good here. Oh, Force of Will. Well, I do have a white card right here. Or a blue card. I probably... No, their life total's too low. I was thinking about like a bluff attack. Like, just turn my Endurance sideways. Make them think about stuff. But there's not really anything to think about. Oh, they didn't just jam? Oh, did they not have enough? This costs 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're one short of jamming on that. Alright, I got another look for the Swords to Plowshares. Let's answer this Golos. Oh, Life from the Loam's even better. I just stacked my Ponder wrong. I'll have to live with it. Don't shuffle this. Life from the Loam. Target Wasteland. And some other shit. I can't. I was about to say I probably force a, what's it called here? A Macabre, but that's not a thing you can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is tough. I think I'd go after the Ancient Tomb in this spot. I think I'm on just like the mono dredge plan now. Like just try to take them off mana for a couple turns. Cavern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh god. If they have prime time, I'm in trouble because I have Force, but that's Cavern. Oh, this is -1 mana too. You pay 6 to get 5 out, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to activate it. Okay, they are one short now. I was counting correctly. I think they would have Macabred the Loam instead of waiting for me to dredge it and then target the Wasteland. And they didn't? Oh my god. Alright, I've been punked. Interesting. That's a weird play. Okay, but you got it. Did they just draw it this turn? Did they think it didn't matter last turn? I'm very curious about that. Right, now they can start firing on Golos. Just gotta hope it's a bad Golos activation, because it's gonna cost them 4 life to do. I can counter one of the 3 things they flip, so if they flip like 2 lands and 1 spell, I can get it. It's gotta dodge like Ulamog right now. Alright, Golos, 3 lands. Once upon a time, 2 lands. Fuck yeah. That's what I need right now. They can Once Upon a Time for free. They found Primeval Titan. Okay. The celebration may have come early. I think I want to fetch my Triome right now. Get that into play on deck. I need a play here. Dredging for the other Wasteland doesn't seem like the line. This sucks. Maybe I just cast Yorion. I can't counter the other thing anyway. Yeah, I think I just cast Yorion. That represents lethal damage if they tap an Ancient Tomb again. Do I care about anyone's graveyards? No. I'm gonna leave everything where it is on Endurance. I just think having this flyer is gonna do more than having Force of Will right now. Next turn I can make 4 zombies. Like if they prime time 1, 2, 3, 4. Like if they prime time, get 2 Glimmer Posts, they gain 6. They untap into a Fuxillion mana. Go to 4. Get their Titan. Resolves. They could get 1 Glimmer Post, 1 Caracas maybe, or Glimmer. Like, do they want to try to thread the needle with 1 post, or do they just want to gain the max? Okay, yeah, they're gaining the full 6. They're at 10. All right, deck. Brainstorm would be a hell of a draw right now. I would appreciate that a lot. Nexus of Fate actually is GG if I draw it. Do not dredge this Loam. Animate dead. Is there anything even in there? They have a Fairy Macabre. I don't have anything. Okay, make a zombie first and foremost. Attack them for 4. Reanimating their Fairy Macabre doesn't seem great. Leaving up Force of Will seems like the best thing I can do right now. Just try to survive another Golos activation and another Primetime. Like, Primetime swing, I can at least trade my zombies for Primetime. I think I said I get 4 zombies last turn, but it's actually 3. Okay, here's this trigger. Do they just gain 10? It's probably a good play. Oh, they got 2 Cloud Posts. All right. Do I have to ignore Primeval Titan, or do I try to trade with it? Already activated my fetch land. It's too late. Okay, here's Scrubland for a zombie. And I think I'm just taking 6, actually. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They can't cast Emrakul. At least not naturally. Yeah, I think I just want my zombies to be going wide here. I'll take my hit from Primetime. Though Animate Dead on their Primetime would have been pretty good. And maybe I'm supposed to do that. I don't know, this is so fucking... This is a good game. This is an excellent game of Magic right now. Alright, how big did we go with Golos? How bad is it? If they whiff again, I win. Please whiff. Please whiff. 3 lands. That is not 3 lands. That's Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. Okay, fine. We're dead. Can't counter that one. Don't have Caracas in play. Damn. That was so close. Chalice, Vesuva don't do anything. Well, Vesuva gains 6 life, so Vesuva was actually also pretty good. Did they still have a land drop? I don't know. But yeah, hitting actual Emrakul right there. Ugh. Alright, fine. Next round. We're about halfway through the video, so let me just remind you that if you like this deck and you want to try it out, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com, and you can play any deck anytime with cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. These links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play for the 3rd round. This hand is pretty bad. It has land drops and a plow, but that's... And like if I'm playing against Delver, even like having 2 removal spells and 3 land drops isn't that good because my other 2 cards are bricks. I'm gonna mulligan this. I'm a lot happier with this hand. I'll keep it. And I think I want to send the Animate. Though if I start loaming, Animate's good. I could send Field of the Dead, but I kind of want to lead on that. Alright, I'm gonna send the Animate and just try to play fair and see what happens with that. Here's Field of the Dead. Go. Blue to Delta. Ragavan. Okay. I have the plow for that. Unfortunately, this is a Wasteland deck. Fortunately, I'm a Life from the Loam deck. Unfortunately, I drew Archon of Cruelty. There's some give and take here. Serious give and take. I'm going to wait until combat to interact with Ragavan so they can't dash a different one. Unless they waste me, then I'll just plow right away. And here's the attack. Here's the plow. I can't daze, and if they force, it's like not even a huge deal. And ponder, dig, dig, dig. If I draw a land, I'll Uro this turn. If I don't, I'll just fetch and loam and make sure I have land for next turn. If they waste me, obviously I'm going to fetch and loam both the lands. Prefer to avoid that fate, though. There's the waste. They're going for it. Okay, so this loam can get dazed, but if it doesn't, it's a really good loam. And even if it does, like they would need a... Oh, I can get basic forest and just be relentless with my loams. Yeah, that's the play. I'm going to get snow forest, cast loam. And because I drew another land, they can't... Like they daze, I just dredge it next turn and then they have no lands to my 2. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's a deal. They have another Ragavan? Okay, sure. Don't even think I care that much about that. I'm just going to dredge loam. Get to work. Play my island so I can't get dazed. Pick up 3 lands. I get to connect with Ragavan, but a lot of the cards in my deck aren't even good for them. Like Force of Negation is a beating. Force of Will is fine. Maybe it'll just resolve too. That would be great. And then this Uro gets to run roughshod over the rest of the game. Cool. Resolved. I do have to answer Ragavan still, but Uro is ready to just speed run this Field of the Dead. Did mill a plow with my loam and a dress down. That's 2 things that Check Ragavan. They took my Grizzlebrand. POV, you just connected against band control with Ragavan and took their Grizzlebrand. What do you do? They pondered and found a Dragon's Ridge Channeler. Sure. Alright, removal spell would be pretty great here. I'm not going to dredge Loam. What I'm going to do is Tropical Island, Uro, play the fetch land, and then ponder trying to hit a land drop, or hit a removal spell. So if Uro just finds one naturally, that's good for me as well. They know I have land drops to make because I resolved Loam last turn. Oh, there's Gorger. It's gorgeous. And ponder. I'm gonna shuffle that. Those cards aren't good. Don't dredge Loam. Okay. Here we are. My hand is kind of the suck. I have Uro in the graveyard though. Here come the beats. And Ragavan, Moment of Truth. Took a Brainstorm. Oh, that's a good one. I hate when Ragavan takes good cards. That's like cheating. Another Channeler. My Brainstorm's gonna see 5 cards here. They have 3 card types in their graveyard. They're pretty likely to get there on Delirium. They milled Ponder and Wasteland and then are brainstorming. Kind of looks like they're looking for an answer to Uro, which they do need, because if Uro arrives this turn and gets me into field, then they're in trouble. Like, this board currently isn't great against Field of the Dead. I'm also almost hardcasting Archon of Cruelty, which is just really funny to me. Got a Murktide. That's got to be what this is. Yep, 7/7 Murktide. They made no effort whatsoever to protect their Delirium. They just left all their lands in the graveyard to make Murktide bigger. Does that make sense? Ooh, bonus Uro. Do I cast the one from my hand to make sure I get into Field of the Dead, or do I want to go for the one in the graveyard? I'm going to go from hand, because I can actually do both. But only if the first one resolves. If they force this... Okay, they didn't. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Rakkus is not what I want. Put this in. Uro dies. I play Underground Sea, and I'm in the field. And I can fetch. I have green, green, and blue, blue, so I can get any blue or green land here. Probably just want Bayou. Round out the colors. Get Bayou, make another Zombo. Shoving Uro into Daze doesn't feel good, but it's a card either way. Blue, blue, green, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't expect this to resolve, but it would be cool if it did. Alright, cool. They had to force it. They didn't have a Daze. That's good news for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can cast Archon of Cruelty next turn. On the hard cast. Please don't have Wasteland. They're back up to 3 card types in their graveyard right away. 2 cards left in their hand. Hope they just attack with Murktide. Pass a turn. Expressive Iteration. Okay. Yeah, that's Delirium. That's what they were missing. Ooh, hiss. Angry faces. I think Archon still... So I take 13 right now. Archon kills Ragavan. Gets me to 9 life. Okay. I mean, Archon could stabilize this game still. Could happen. They exiled a Scalding Tarn to hit their land drop. If they have Bolt, I just lose. Oh, right. Archon can block a 3/3 also, in addition to anything else that is going on. Ugh. That's scary. So there's no way they attack with Ragavan here. It would just die. It is not a good way to use your card. At 6. I cast Archon, I go to 9. And I still just die. Shit. I tried so hard. I'm not going to dredge Loam. I think I actually have to ponder. Like, I'm just dead if I Archon. So I think I need to, like, Uro and do other stuff. Oh, Swords to Plowshares is good. Plow... Okay. If I put Plow on top of my deck, don't shuffle, don't dredge, then I have Caracas, which can make a zombie. I think this is still not enough. Oh wait, plowing my Uro and plowing their Murktide gained me the same amount of life ultimately. then green, green, blue, blue, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 9. Still doesn't matter. Yeah, that finding that third DRC was clutch in a variety of directions. And I know I'm drawing Jace, which doesn't help me here. And I am deceased. Yep. Damn. That expressive iteration on the last turn, they went from... That was actually really impressive for the deck. Like, they went all in on Murktide Regent, exiling every sorcery, going down to, like, complete disregard for Delirium, and then just had Delirium on the next turn. Powerful stuff. Right, Engineered Explosives, Flusterstorm, Terminus, I like. So those are 5 cards I want to play. Cards I don't want to play include Force of Negation. Dress Down is like fine at gaining me some extra time. I do like the Reanimator plan. At least I think I do. Like being able to cheese out of tough situations is nice. I think I don't want to be gorging. A Gristlebrand should do what I need it to do if I'm going to reanimate anything. I'm going to board out Necromancy. I guess I'm going a little thinner on Reanimator. Or no, Jace sucks. Reanimator's better than Jace in this matchup. At least Reanimator wins the game if it happens. Jace just sort of like draws a card, then dies to Pyroblast a turn later. Loam's good. Entomb's good. In for Nexus of Fate, hell yeah. Need the Uros. Force of Will, normally I would cut in a matchup like this, but if I have a combo I'm trying to punch through, it changes a bit. So I think Dress Down is going to come out. Dress Down has some minor applications, like it can shrink DRCs or like make it so Ragavan doesn't get a treasure. Murktide Regent would arrive as a 3/3. Like there's some minor stuff, but it's not like really shutting down anything really crazy. So this is what I'm going to do for the deck. This hand is not a keeper. This hand is a keeper, and I'm going to bottom Force of Will. Like I said in sideboarding, it's not really a card I'm excited about for the matchup anyway. And this hand is not a combo hand. I'm just going to fetch land go. I want to represent removal, even though I don't have it. Not impressed. I'm going to play Karakas to check the Ragavan for a turn. I could try to brainstorm for a removal spell, or I can just remove it with my land, which I am partial to that plan. There's Wasteland. Okay, we're just going to play that first turn cycle over again. Here's the Ragavan again. We all have the exact same resources. Except now I have Animate Dead. I'm going to brainstorm now in case I find Prismatic Ending. Didn't find Ending. Loam is good. Shark Typhoon's good. Animate Dead sucks. And I don't think I actually want this Dress Down. Or Animate Dead on top, Scrubland above it, then they can have the Scrubland. Or I want to Ponder this turn, but I have to get green to do it. I'm going to want Shark Typhoon eventually, maybe as soon as next turn. Yeah, I actually have to answer this Ragavan before like I mess around with too many other things. So I'm going to put Dress Down and Animate Dead on top of the deck. I'm going to let Ragavan take the Animate Dead. There's nothing to animate right now, so that's pretty harmless. Then I'll probably shuffle in my upkeep because I don't want the Dress Down. Shark Typhoon can jump in front of Ragavan on the following turn. Try to contest that a little bit, and then I can pivot into Loam, pick up 2 cards, including the Karakas, and bounce Ragavan if it's still in play. I guess they could, like, Dragon's Rage Channeler, cast a spell, mill a Murktide Regent, animate it. That would be pretty sick. I would respect that play. Though they don't have enough mana to actually do that. That's at least a 4 mana play, unless they have Gutshot. Just like Gutshot me, mill Murktide Regent. That would be great. Oh, they found a Channeler. Do they have the land? Yes, they do. They always have the land. They said oops in the chat. Why? What did they mess up? I'm going to get Tropical Island, or do I want Bayou? I think I want Tropical Island. Like, I'm not ready for black mana yet. Okay, there's a black card. I think I want a Shark Typhoon here. Try to contest this Rag, and then pivot into Loam next turn. If they just waste my green source here, I'm in some amount of trouble. Is that the oops? They had Mishra's Bauble last turn and forgot to play it. I don't know. Okay, I've been bobbled. They have a 3/3 now. Aren't they supposed to bobble? Oh no, because it's extra damage. I was about to say, aren't they supposed to bobble after Ragavan connects? Because now they're going to see a card that they were probably going to see anyway. But the extra 2 damage is worth a lot there. So yeah, obviously you do it first. I'm getting a block. Cool. Ragavan is in the graveyard now. I can animate it. It could be mine. They saw the endurance, so they're going to have to respect that in the future. Maybe I was supposed to fetch or cast endurance there. Yeah, maybe they're just going to murk me here. Torpor Orb. So Uro doesn't die when it comes into play now. Let's see what I'm going to draw here. If I draw a green source, I'll probably just cast endurance. Oh, that's even better. Terminus. Get him out of here. Cool. And I hope Loam resolves. They could daze it, but again, I'm okay with that. They're down to 2 cards in their hand. I'm going to play Karakas to respect a dashed Ragavan. There's 2 down, but if they do have a 3rd one, there's no reason to get hit by it. Like, I don't need to ponder right now. I'm going to control the pace of this game, slow it down. Surgical Extraction, my Loam, sure. It did what it's supposed to do already. Took my Loams. Now I'm just playing Magic. Ponder. I like a Flusterstorm. Don't shuffle that. Play this. I guess I'm kind of gated pretty hard on blue right now, so maybe I don't like Flusterstorm. And Endurance is just a 3/4. It doesn't have its trigger anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna get another Ponder in here. I'm gonna get another Tropical Island. It slows down Field of the Dead, but that's not really where this game is headed anyway. If I get there, it'll happen quick. Ooh. Do not shuffle this deck. Okay, so I can Entomb, Animate Dead with Flusterstorm back up. The Torpor Orb turns off Dragon and turns off Sire's ETB trigger, but not Sire's attack trigger. Oh, Entomb. And I could just get actual fucking Grizzlebrand. That card's in my deck. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Alright, I'll get actual fucking Grizzlebrand. They've been pretty reactive here, so maybe they have another Surgical Extraction. I have a Fluster for it. I can Brainstorm to build Storm. Or they can just concede to Grizzlebrand. Exciting! Really not sure what that Torpor Orb's doing in there. That is not where I'd want to be against Bant Control. Yeah, creatures entering the battlefield. That doesn't turn off Field of the Dead. So I don't know. I'm not even going to bring in an answer to it, because I just really don't care about it. Okay, here's my deck. I'm going right back in. My hand is terrible. The dragon in my hand's already a Malta 6. No blue card for the forest. A lot of problems there. This one's a banger. I'm going to keep this and send Force of Will to the bottom. It's a bunch of cantrips, land drops, cheap spells. I'm in. DRC? You know me. Abundant Growth is kind of more important than Ponder. I also think they're more likely to daze Abundant Growth than Ponder. I'm going to Ponder first. I also want to find a removal spell sooner than later. Okay, that's a removal spell. Do I want this Force of Will at all? I think I'd rather have another land drop than the Force. Yeah, I'll just put Plow in my hand and chip it. My top card's a land if they dash Ragavan, so that's not too bad. Iteration. Oh, just raw natural iteration. Looking for that Mishra's Bauble. Please don't find it. Anticipate. Anticipate. Shit. They haven't seen their top card, have they? Alright, fine. We didn't get the Anticipate. They got the full iteration. They baubled me. They see the Tundra. In for 1 they come. I think I'm going to spend the turn Abundant Growthing. Like, I don't even really need to answer this right now. Endurance can do it at some point. Oh, I'm going to get my other basic forest and put Growth on it. I really don't want to draw that Force of Will, which is why I shuffled, instead of just playing the forest in my hand. Entomb, cool. I put the Abundant Growth on forest instead of the untapped island because island already casts a spell and forest doesn't. But drawing the Entomb is a small punish, but I can just take my time on that. I'm hoping over the next 2 turns to... Oh, shit. That's a problem. Well, I was going to say, I'm hoping over the next 2 turns to block this with Endurance, back it up with Flusterstorm, but the clock just got a lot faster. Maybe I did want that Force of Will. Okay, they're in with this thing. Get to draw an extra card. Shark Typhoon, interesting. I could cycle that for 1, try to steal the Monarch, or I could jump in Endurance, also try to steal the Monarch, also try to brick them in combat. One of these things plays into Daze, the other doesn't. One plays into Bolt, the other doesn't. One plays into Pyroblast, the other doesn't. Do you even want to mill me? I'm a Reanimator deck. Good luck with that. Yeah, they just mill nobody. That's the right call. I'll see what they do here. Another DRC. I think I'm going to play around Daze by cycling Shark Typhoon. Oh, no attack. Fascinating. We'll ponder. Mill 1. Mill 1. Do I want to act now? No, I'll let them resolve their ponder. Because if I cycle Shark Typhoon now, then untap, I can play Endurance, remove their blockers with Flusterstorm backup. Please tap out of red mana. Oh, they're in trouble. So they get to draw an extra card. I get to cycle Shark Typhoon for 1. And by in trouble, I mean I temporarily take the Monarch. It's not a huge deal. And then, okay, so I play the Tundra, play the Endurance. Endurance, fuck your graveyard. Attack with my flyer and become the Menarche. And I have Plow up. That's cool. All right. I might have just been baited into a Daze, but I'm still going to Plow a DRC right now. Okay, cool. Didn't have Daze. And now we're actually going to punch back and forth on this Monarch, and they have to sort of like ram their shitters into my Endurance to take the Monarch back. This is an exciting game. Oh, they can mill themselves for 2, try to get Delirium. But is that even good? Probably is, because like they also have Murktide Regent. Another DRC. Unholy Heat. Oh, they're YOLO heating. Just hoping that they mill into Delirium. Or they have 2 of them. Those are the possibilities here. Okay, they can't mill into Delirium. They only have 2 types with 1 trigger right now. All right, they're up to 3 types. Surgical Extraction, Targeting Swords to Plowshares. Okay, so that, yep, they had 2 spells to cast. Yeah, they got Delirium. Fuck. That worked out really well. Okay, we're suddenly back behind the beatdowns. And they get to connect with Ragavan here. My plows are gone. Luckily, there were none in my hand. Wish I had another Endurance here to clean this up, but I don't. So I'm taking 5, losing the Monarch, and they get a Ragavan trigger. At least I know it's not going to be Swords to Plowshares. It's Force of Will. Okay, I didn't need that one. They have 2 cards in their hand. They're about to draw a 3rd. So they have 3 cards in hand now. Okay, I need to brainstorm into Prismatic Ending. Is that the plan? All right, found it. Nexus of Fate can go into the deck and put an Entomb on top. I can protect my ending with Flusterstorm and commit to just like this battle. Yeah, I think I want to commit to the battle. Like, I could have tapped this and used Karakas to bounce Ragavan, but I want to be able to use this Flusterstorm. I guess I just misstacked that Ponder. If I'm planning on becoming the Monarch, then the card that I put on top, the second Entomb, will be in my hand. All right, so I'm the Monarch again. I don't think holding up Flusterstorm matters, so I am just going to Entomb now, because I don't want to draw that other Entomb. Okay, I think I want Gorger in the graveyard, because I actually do win with the Abundant Growth in play. So let's bin that Gorger and play to our combo kill out. I am rolled up to resolve an Animate Dead if I draw one. I am so protected right now. Oh, they drew Wasteland, you dick. Stop doing that. Need that shit. Okay, I take another 5. I also need to watch out for my life total. Like, I'm literally just close to being dead. Don't have that many more attacks I can take. They took a Ponder. Stop it. Stop it. Time to just rip Animate Dead. Die a Legend. Casting my Ponder. They kept their card. That sucks. I don't know what it is, but they like it. which means that I don't... They also have so much mana right now that Flusterstorm isn't even that reliable. Reponder. They topped their card again. I hate when they like their cards. I do like how low they're tapping. If I have a chance in this world, it's jamming Animate Dead through some counter magic. Brainstorm. They've seen so many cards. And they're fetching. What, you haven't cast enough spells this turn? Storm is 4. I could just die to Grape Shot right now. Alright, just Animate Dead off the top. Let's make it happen. Oh, they milled Force of Negation. That's terrifying. That means they're already protected. This is a big Murktide. Okay, do I Force of Will Murktide Regent? I don't think so. Like, I'm not beating this board anyway. So I should probably save my Force in case to draw Animate Dead. There's the Wasteland. Okay. Animate Dead off the top is almost certainly lethal. I have Fluster and Force to back it up to their 3 cards in hand. I guess it'll be 4 in a second when they trigger Court. Surgical start targeting Gorger. I'm going to let the Surveil resolve. This I do have to counter. Force pitching Fluster, because I might need to Brainstorm into the Animate Dead. Oh, their last 2 cards are Force blue card. Alright, I lose now. Alright, I can still flip Terminus. There's still a chance. Okay, Terminus, let's go. Terminus? Not Terminus. Does that do anything? I'm going to Brainstorm. None of these cards are Terminus. Put back Fluster and Loam, or Entomb and Loam. This is all pretty bad for me, I'm not going to lie. I can chump block Murktide Regent with Shark Token. I can block Dragon's Rage Channeler. Oh, I should have stacked those the other way, right? Like, give them the Entomb. I guess giving them Loam isn't a huge deal either. Got 1 card in hand. They just made their 5th land drop, so if it's forced, they can play it. Here's my Endurance. Does it work? If I hit them... Yeah, I'm just not going to hit anyone, because I can eat the Dragon's Rage Channeler anyway. The Ragavan's going to get my Loam, which draws me into Entomb. If you cast my Loam, then I have Loam in my graveyard. So if they cast my Loam, they can waste my Underground Sea. Yeah, the world is squeezing clothes on me here. Okay, they cast Loam. So I can dredge Loam past the... Picked up their monkey. They're playing around Terminus? Or they're just playing an untapped monkey? Okay. Whatever. Do I want to dredge past my Entomb? I might hit Uro. And that's like a play. There is a Caracas in my graveyard. I'm going to dredge. Oh, Entomb, Necromancy, and Archon. So I hit Archon. I'll get back Caracas, Tundra, Fetchland. Play Caracas to answer the Ragavan. So I can bounce Rag, chump Murktide, and hope to draw an Animate Dead, and then Archon can kill Murktide. Oh, right, they can Wasteland and then dash Ragavan, so that's not really a play. Duh. Alright, I'm at 1. Expressive Iteration. I'm not going to fight over that, because I won't win. Flusterstorm, the storm is too low. They're also at under 3 minutes on their clock if they just spend too much time clicking around. I'm playing in my outs here. Murktide Regent entered the exile zone. Terrifying. And that's going to buff the first one, which doesn't matter because it's a lethal chump block anyway. And that means they can't dash Ragavan. That actually saves me 2 life by doing this. Gives me a live draw to Terminus. A chump block here. Alright, I need Terminus or Animate Dead. Come on, deck. Give it to me. Don't dredge Loam. Abundant Growth. Alright. We're going again. Abundant Growth. Animate Dead. Don't dredge Loam. Uro. Oh, land for turn. Here's Uro. I could still hit Animate Dead. I have no protection, but I could still hit it. Don't dredge Loam. Ponder. Okay. I'm finally out of juice here. The party's over. There's no Swords to Plowshares to draw to. Terminus, I've already drawn several cards this turn. Okay, you got me. GG's. That was pretty exciting right down to the very end. Having the combo kill available made them do weird stuff like have surgical extraction and whatever. But yeah, I lost that game to Court of Cunning. The rest of this stuff was just Delver shit, but Court of Cunning kept them in the game. I did bottom or shuffle away Force of Will. I had 2 looks at it before the court came down, and maybe I should have respected that post board more than I did. Okay, next round. I'm on the draw here, and I am going to keep. I've got cantrips, removal, interaction. My opponent, Josh GZ, says, hi, Mom. Hi, Josh GZ's mom. Turn one Brainstorm. Combo. We're just dead right now. We're getting our day doomed. This hand's actually pretty good against Doomsday. I have Force and a Dress Down. Okay, just Brainstorm go. I like that. I'm gonna growth up Basic Forest. I do usually lead on the Snow Forest because Icefang Quaddle is a card that exists, and like I'm not playing it, but my opponent doesn't necessarily know that. Playing this deck, I wonder if Yorion is just a better way to build regular Bant, even without the combo. It's just such a crushing endgame, and it doesn't cost that much. Oh, ninjas. Okay. Ninja shit is happening. I like it. Entomb. I like that too. I think I want to plow the Ornithopter in their upkeep. It plays around Force of Negation, and it turns on my own Force of Negation. Okay, in response to this fetch, it's go time on the plow. They haven't drawn for their turn yet, and there's a fetch land on this deck. This is the fewest resources they're going to have for this entire turn. So it's time to sneak in. All right, no play. No Foundry, no anything. I'm not going to Entomb right now. They are a Daze deck. Oh, maybe I should have Entombed right now. But now I have a clean path. I have the whole combo. Like, I'm ready to Dragon right now. Fetching in my end step. What you got for me? Brazen Bee. Arriving. Okay, I can block that with Shark Typhoon. I'm gonna just take it slow on the combo. No rush here. If they have Snuff Out, they can connect with a Ninja here, but I have Force Negation for that too. Ninjas is not typically a Wasteland deck. I have the mana to actually Entomb Animate all on my turn. Like I have 2 black and 3 total mana. So if we have like sort of a scrappy exchange here where both people end up down cards, I'm going to pitch Dress Down. I don't think Jace is going to be relevant in this game either. Oh yeah, take 8. All right. I'm going to get ninja'd here. Let's see which one it is. And if they have the land drop, Brazen Borrower actually fucks up my combo too. Or, yeah, that it does work. Please pay mana for something here. Okay, cool. Now they can't Brazen Bee. They have 1 card in hand. If it's Force or Daze, they can interact. All right, now Daze is off the table. I could ponder looking for a Force, though I think I'm just going to go for it. We've got the combo for the first time all day. I'm slamming it. I think I want Bayou here. Tomb. It's Dragon time. Please don't have Force of Will. Put that dragon in the bin. Animate dead. Moment of truth. Opponent said, oh, hello there in the chat. Does that mean you don't have Force of Will? Oh, yeah. It's go time. Okay. So I float. It should be blue, I guess. Float blue. And now it's Dragon time. The thing dies. It comes back. Abundant Growth draws a card. Oh, my lands aren't in play. I have to target theirs. Yeah, that's funny. That is how that works. So Dragon comes. I'm going to draw my card first. And then Dragon comes back. And then blue, blue, green, green. And we're just going to loop this for a minute. I'll bring you all back in when it's combo time. Oh, Zagoth Triome actually speeds this up. Not that it needs to be sped up, but it does do that. My opponent just said, isn't this a draw if you can't get another creature in your yard? It's okay, I have more Entombs in my deck. I draw for Abundant Growth. There's Endurance. But black. Yeah, my opponent just realized that Abundant Growth is drawing me cards. I'm going to draw my deck, take all the turns, and kill you. Yeah, this is an infinite thing. I just explained the combo to them. Let's see if they want to concede or if they're going to make me click through it. I told them to kill. I have Nexus of Fate to take infinite turns while I'm looping. All right. They packed it up. Good sportsmanship. Playing against ninjas, Containment Priest is a banger. Engineered Explosives is good because they have the constructs and the ornithopters. Force of Vigor is non-zero. It sucks against the ninjas, but it's good against the artifacts. Terminus is good against all of it. Canonist doesn't matter. I do like Flusterstorm. It's a lot better than Force of Negation. I like Collector Oof in case we end up in a Retrofitter Foundry game. I don't like Nullrod. I like Oof because it's also a creature. But Nullrod is like kind of a bridge too far, I think. So Force of Negations come out. Force of Will. Like I can't counter most of the cards in their deck. I'm gonna shave on the Dragon combo also. Like they have Petty Theft, which makes the already fragile thing more fragile. But Grizzlebrand and Archon are just thick boys on their own. And I don't need Nexus if I'm not gorging. So this is what I'm gonna do with this. Containment Priest super awkward to bring in my Reanimator deck, but I'll work through it. The funny thing about that last game is either of those two snuff outs they cast or the Brazen Borrower that they tapped out of would have broken up the combo. But I mean, that's the power of being a combo control deck. Like they just saw BANT shit. Like I agree. I think they made all of the correct plays. Except, surprise, I'm a Reanimator deck. This hand is pretty bad. It has the Grizzlebrand in it, unfortunately. This one is not great, but I am going to keep it. I'm going to bottom Archon of Cruelty. If they have like a really good turn 2 Yuriko start, I'm in trouble if I don't draw a white source, but I can get hit by one ninja and then use Triome to put growth on C, and then C can cast Plow. And like that is at least something. Plus Uro is a good card in general. So this is a fine hand. Ooh, no start. No 1-drop. That's great for me. Deal. I'm going to play Triome. I do need to watch out for Back to Basics. That's a card that Ninjas plays. End step Brainstorm. The turn 1 Brainstorm makes more sense now if they were looking for Ornithopter. Just looking for an early play. But if you have Ornithopter in your deck, you probably should just Brainstorm on your own turn, because doing it in my end step, you see all the same cards, but you don't get to cast your Ornithopter. So this first Brainstorm should have been on their main phase, if it was going to happen at all. Oh, they're passing their second turn also without a creature in play. I think they should probably be mulliganing more aggressively with their ninja deck. You know, if they have Back to Basics here, it's not going to matter, and I'm going to get completely shithoused. My deck does contain basic lands, I just haven't drawn any. Flusterstorm doesn't counter Back to Basics. So I could just die here, or at least get put in a lot of pain. Okay, it's not happening this turn. They spent one of their mana. So they redrew. They haven't shuffled once between all these Brainstorms, so they've seen these same cards multiple times. All right, deck, time to draw a land. Let's get Uro on the stack. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just going to go Uro here. It's a card that I don't really care if it gets dazed. It's great if it spikes the land here. It starts to pull me ahead on resources. I can't counter a Back to Basics anyway. Might as well lean in. I don't believe there are any haste creatures in this deck. Their flash creatures cost 3. I think I'm pretty safe to go this turn. All right, Basic Island. I'm starting to function under a Back to Basics. Fetch Basic Swamp in the end step, shuffled away the Brainstorm cards. Finally saw some cards they didn't like. And still holding up. I bet their hand is just a shitload of graveyard hate, like Surgical Extractions and stuff, which is the power of this deck. You just get to, you know, not do that sometimes. I want to hit my land drop here. I'll jam Jace next turn. Rest Down, Shark Typhoon are both kind of cool. Don't shuffle. I do want this land drop. That's going to get Basic Forest also. And I think I'm going to make a 2/2 Shark in this end step. Unless they do something that indicates I want Dress Down or the other Shark Typhoon on top of the deck. But I really just want land drops. They can hardcast Force of Will now, which I can Flusterstorm. Basic Forest. Typhoon. The 2/2 Shark. Happy to get this snuffed out. Okay, cool. Found another land. That means I can Flusterstorm a Force of Will and pay for days. Alright, here he is. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Oh, I guess I need another blue mana in there, don't I? Jace. Alright, they just pitch cast Force, even though they had 5 mana to cast it. It was the right play. I would have flustered if they tapped for it. The Ponder is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in my graveyard. I might entomb in the end step, just to start testing this snuff out theory or surgical extraction theory. Because if I entomb Grizzlebrand and they extract it, then my Uro gets to ride. Baleful Strix, the original Shark Typhoon. I'm just going to leave back my Shark forever to block that now. I can't let them have ninjas. I'm going to entomb Grizzlebrand. Or no, I'm going to entomb Sire. Or Archon. Sire of Insanity is a different thing. This is Archon of Cruelty. I'm going to entomb Archon. Because that'll... They're a deck that really wants creatures in play, and that makes sure that they never have one. Green, green, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring back Uro. Leave Archon in the bin. Storm is 1 right now. Fetching Scared is definitely hurting me. Like, the last several turns I haven't been able to triple spell because my mana, my colors just aren't there. But I am also able to play the game through a back to basics at this point. Okay, I don't think this Flusterstorm's getting better. I'm going to force their force back here. They pitched an Infiltrator to do that. That's a good deal. And if they have flustered this, then they're hellbent to my 2 removal spells. Alright, didn't have it. It's fine, Field of the Dead off the top. Fine. And I am not attacking here. I just want to make sure they don't ninja me. And if they have removal spell plus ninja, then I'll just plow their Strix. And no questions asked. Alright, looks like Brazen Borrower is coming down. Oh, no, just fetching. I think I would have cracked one of those fetches, but not both. Oh, I drew Animate. Oh, yeah, let's go. Black, green. Archon. Yeah, they're in the complete pinch now. Like, they force a negation that. I'm gonna Prismatic Ending this. White, green. I'm using Ending because Plow can hit ninjas in combat. And then I'm going to bash with Uro, leave back my Shark, in case they have Brazen Borrower and a Ninja. I'm just not going to get hit by anything. Going to give them no breathing room here. Growth this is great, because that actually gives me the white mana that I was missing for this Plow. And I believe they are dead. I wonder if I could have got Archon in play if I plowed the Strix first. Would they have just snapped off Force Negation on that? And they packed it up. GG's. Go into the final round to play for the positive record. I am on the play, and I'm going to mulligan this stinker. Opponent is a fan of the channel. Thank you. Shout out. I'm going to keep this even though it's really dangerous. Like, if they're a Wasteland deck, I might just lose on the spot. But I'm going to bet on Bayou. Like, I have all my colors and a cantrip here. Okay, a little bit of Wasteland insurance. Doesn't make me feel great. Please just don't be a Wasteland deck. Blue to Delta. Okay. Combo vibes. Oh, yes. My sweet prince has arrived. I'm just going to make my land drop and pass. I don't know what I'm playing against yet to use this Brainstorm. If they just, like, crack off Daze, Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, something on that Brainstorm before I make my land drop, that's pretty bad for me. Definitely feeling like this is a combo deck. Okay, it's time to Brainstorm now. I'm not going to miss a land drop. Okay, these 2 Prismatic Endings can go back. And I guess I have to Abundant Growth here. Alright, at least I have double force. And this Ponder, I hope I don't need to cast both forces because I really want to use this Ponder next turn. Basic Island, basic Swamp. Cunning. Night Bonder. Spells with Flash cost 1 less and can't be countered. I don't think that's beatable for me. Like, it's force this or don't force anything. Ever. They're forcing me back. Okay. I'm going to let them have this one. This does put one of these Prismatic Endings to use. They pitched Ponder to do that. Is this ninjas? Is it rogues? Am I getting earwig squatted? What is happening right now? This is a human rogue. Bitter Blossom. That sucks. But okay. This is definitely some sort of rogue deck. I'm going to Prismatic Ending Bitter Blossom first. Oh, if they have Spellstutter Sprite here, I'm just put in the fucking earth. Alright. I gotta play to my out, though. Gotta remove this. Okay, they didn't have Spellstutter Sprite. Sweet relief. Yeah, uncounterable 1-mana Spellstutter Sprite is a serious threat that I need to be scared of forever. Getting another turn, though they're obviously a flash deck, so that might not mean anything. Prismatic Ending. Try to exile this again. Or this for the first time. It's not a creature I want to play against. Force, Pitching Force. So this is an important part of their plan. Though I think Ponder is better for me than forcing this thing. I want to get my own plan up and running here. I should probably be respecting back to basics more than I am. Like, look at these cards that they have. Another Ending. Okay, I know what I can do. I'm going to put Ending in my hand for this card. Oh, I thought Loam was already in my graveyard. I was like, I'm going to dredge Loam, get through these shitty cards. I'm going to cast Loam and Ending next turn. That's my plan. And I'm going to end up with Nexus of Fate in my hand, apparently. What do we got? Una's Blackguard. Okay. Each other rogue enters the battlefield with a +1 counter. Whenever a creature with a +1 counter deals combat damage to a player, they discard a card. Okay. Yep, Rogue Tribal confirmed. Okay, so pick up this land with Loam. Make my land drop. Fetch. Am I more worried about Blackguard or... Yeah, I guess I'm more worried about the... whatever this is, Cunning Nightbonder. I think I get a basic island here. I want to give some respect to back to basics. Okay. With that gone, my Force of Will is back online, and I can force the rogue. Like, Blackguard doesn't have a +1 counter on it itself. It does require some assistance. I'm down to 10, though. Like, this has been some shit. It's been a tough time for me. I think the plan is dredge Loam, hit my land drop, and put Yorion in hand. Green, colorless, fetch, and then put Yorion in my hand, and then Yorion can draw 2 cards and just be a fat body next turn. Alright, I got Force of Will backup to make all this happen. They haven't really done anything in a couple turns. I suspect they'll flash in something this turn. Okay. Didn't happen. They hit their land drop, which they haven't done in several turns, so they drew Swamp for the turn. Alright, now I gotta hope that Yorion's good. Not gonna dredge Loam here. Yeah, finding the land, get to play around Daze, that's a banger. Yorion on the stack. With Force of Will protection. Please work, I need you. Alright, it's in there. Gonna get, like, snuffed out. What's the play? Fatal Push can't hit this thing, ever. Murderous Cut. I think this is worth fighting for. Because they are such a creature-centric deck. Alright, it's my turn. I can't force a negation. I was just really confused by the interface for a second. It was like, why can't I do this? Yeah, I think just a 4-5 is going to be insane against the game plan they've showed me so far, which is nickel and dime me with little shitters. And these come back, I draw 2. They're going to do something in the end step, it seems. Or just to fetch in response. I'm going to put them on my basics. Not dredging Loam. Found Brainstorm land. That's cool. How we doing here? They're up to 5 mana. Okay, no attacks. Oh. A tangible sigh of relief from me on that one. Hull Breacher is a Merfolk Pirate, not a rogue. So I'm not going to respect Hull Breacher here, which hopefully doesn't kill me. It does have Flash, though, which is terrifying. Okay. Brainstorm found 3 lands. Great. That's definitely what I was looking for. I still think taking draw steps is better than, like, aggro dredging for specifically Uro. My cantrips are good. Jace is good. I'm not going to fetch my Triome because I have so much mana that I would rather just draw it and cycle it if I'm going to find it. I don't want to thin it out of the deck. Ooh. Oh, Opposition Agent. Bah. Nice. That's definitely a rogue. I had Hull Breacher on the brain. I was like, in my head, I knew like one of those things was a rogue and just forgot about this one. Savannah. That makes Entomb pretty bad, gotta say. Alright, you're gonna get a land out of me. And see my deck. Oh, they can't take Field of the Dead. It's not just steal a land. It has to meet the criteria for Verdant Catacombs. Oh, and this is a 4/3. That makes me discard cards sometimes. Force of Will. Okay. Pretty happy to see that in this position. Easily hardcast it. Land draw go again. They did play my Underground Sea. Animate Dead. Literally no targets. There are no creatures in any graveyard. I'm going to Dredge Loam next turn, though. I think that's what that means. Like, hitting Uro or any of my fatties at this point is really good for me. Dredge the Loam. I hit Field of the Dead. That's a good one. Loam's on the stack. Do you have Force of Negation? Force of Will. Okay. Yeah, I'll just work through that nice and slow and pass the turn. Because dredging the Loam, it represents the Field of the Dead now, and it threatens Uro and this Animate Dead. Yorion MVP, by the way. Would have lost this game 100 years ago if Yorion wasn't my companion. Play from the Loam, target Wasteland, Field of the Dead, and Misty Rainforest. No counter this time. Zombie Town. Population me. Just land go from them again. Keep dredging this Loam. Keep looking for that action. So I can play Wasteland, get a zombie, waste my own Underground Sea. What treachery this is. And then I can loam back my Sea, Scrubland, and Wasteland. It'll push a zombie. Yeah, that's fine. Deal. And loaming back the 3 lands that don't require fetching. Brazen Borrower, Hardcast. That is also a rogue. That can resolve. And Spellstutter Sprite. That's not a rogue. That's a wizard. That counters my loam. That's okay too. Alright. So they're hellbent now. Yorion is not going to attack, because then I just lose. They shove all their creatures sideways. Brazen Borrower goes to the graveyard. I chump block Opposition Agent, and I take 2. And then I'm just back on a stable board, so that doesn't really do anything. And now they're drawing... They're top decking versus a Force of Will, and a threatened combo kill. I think I'm ahead, but it is tenuous. The important thing that this Brazen Borrower does is... If they remove Yorion, I have to counter the removal spell because now they have lethal. When last turn I would have let it resolve, so I can animate Dead Yorion and draw 2 more cards. Okay, here they come. Okay, I'm going to block Brazen Borrower and Opposition Agent and take 1. I'm at 4. Now there's a creature I can animate Dead. I think I should keep dredging. Like, there's Uros in there somewhere. I do play creatures, believe it or not. And Wasteland, Scrubland, Underground Sea are the targets again. Still respecting back to basics. That's the way I would lose this game pretty quickly if it showed up. I don't want to animate Dead a Brazen Borrower. That's just a 2/1 creature. That's not the game I'm here to play. Uh-oh, they drew something. Guess it's now or never with the Force. Don't counter that. Because I have to. Because I don't really have to. Like, removal spells generally don't have flash. They're just instants, which is a functionally different thing. They don't have attacks anymore. I'll take that. Still committed to the Loam plan. It's like drawing 3 cards instead of drawing 1 every turn. Still no creature, no Uro, nothing. Nutrageous. Life from the Loam. Oh, I drew Triome. Or I found Triome. Didn't draw it, but it's there. That's actually really good. It's a redraw and a redredge. Got my hole. Oh, okay. Spellstutter Sprite. So I'm at 1 on board. That's pretty scary. Is it time to do something? I don't think so. I'm a fearless maniac here. Bitter Blossom, okay. That doesn't kill me this turn. It kills me in 2 turns. They could just attack with all their creatures right now, lose their Opposition Agent. Okay. They want to put lethal on board. That's a good attack. Okay. Time to Dredge Loam and hit Dragon. How about that, deck? Dredge Loam into my Dragon. No Dragon. Jesus. Dagoth Triome. Caracas. Flooded Strand into the hand. Wait, that attack didn't put lethal on the board. I don't know what I was talking about or what they were doing. 1, 2. I'm going to play Caracas. because that's a mostly irrelevant land, like basically a colorless land here. Oh wait, no, it's not. It bounces fucking Yorion. Brackus' gas. Okay, I'm gonna cycle and dredge loam. If I hit dragon, I can just combo. Of course I did not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are hellbent over there. So I can attack for 1, or for 4. I attack for 4. And then I pick up Yorion. Can't counter it. Yeah, that attack last turn was questionable. Now that I'm actually counting it up. 1, 2, 5. Yorion. Get to draw 2 new cards. Not going to blink my zombies. That's not a good play. Wish I could blink my lands. Just re-trigger field 1,000 times. Give that to me. Okay, I found Entomb. Alright, I need them to not draw a removal spell right now. How about that? Oh no, they're... No! No! Ah, I'm quitting Magic. I hate my life. No, they played this really well. This was a great match. Wait, I'm also not dead. I'm at 1. Yeah, I can block the opposition agent. I've unquit Magic. Just need to learn to count. Alright, I actually just win. It's the opposite of what I said the first time. Okay, 1 life remains. Ooh, that was tight. I love panicking for no reason. If there's one thing that I genuinely enjoy on this earth, it's just panicking for no fucking reason. Oh wait, I can't Entomb. Good thing I drew this Archon. Yeah, good thing I didn't cast Entomb. They have this idiot in play. Alright, I have lots of mana. So much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm 1 short of Yorion also. But Archon gaining me life and being a flying blocker is relevant. It might be time to animate dead a Spellstutter Sprite also. If they sack opposition agent, I can combo off, which is their least relevant attacker. Oh, they didn't fall for it. Okay. Shark Typhoon. I'm at 4. They're going to have 3 attackers. Still dead to a removal spell. But I can at least Shark Typhoon to soak up some damage. If I attack for 6, they go to 4. Eat one of my zombies for free. Yeah, that's not it. I block the 4/2. Okay. It'll be really hard to kill me from Hellbent here. Not saying it's impossible, just saying it would be hard. Okay. Good thing I didn't jam that into him. This has been an awesome game. And here come their attacks, if they have any. Or do they just need to wait? If they don't attack, they lose, but if they attack, they also lose. So I think that generally means that I win. If they can remove my Archon, I can just make a Shark. Yeah, they can't remove Archon and Shark. They can put me to 2 with a removal, or 1 with a removal spell. They have the Blackguard also. Nice. We got the turn pass. Gonna cycle Shark Typhoon in the end step. The 2/2 challenges all of the flyers on their board. Land, zombie. I think I just attack with everything. They have endurance that can block. I'm going to flicker Archon, which is going to re-trigger and just put me to 1,000,000 life and remove whatever creatures they have left. Plus their Bitter Blossom is a liability at this point. We rounded the corner on that. They could double block Archon, but that's a 3-for-1 on this mostly losing board. They can't double block Archon because then they just die to combat. Yeah, they're just dead to this attack. Wow, that was an insane game. Heartbreaks and highs and everything in between. Awesome game. Okay, I want Engineered Explosives. Probably want Flusterstorm. I definitely want Terminus. Probably want Flusterstorm, though the Spellstutter Sprite business is pretty scary. Containment Priest, I didn't see any ninja stuff from them. Don't want Canonist. Force of Vigor can kill Bitter Blossom. Like, even in the mid-game, I could just tap 4 mana for it. I think I like that. Torpor Orb shuts off Spellstutter Sprite. Una's Blackguard isn't a trigger. The creatures just arrive with a counter. It doesn't, like, ETB put a trigger on it. But turning off Spellstutter Sprite seems pretty good. Did I see any other ETB triggers? Oh, I saw Opposition Agent and those other things. Okay. I think the Reanimator plan is a liability against the deck with Opposition Agent. Just like trying to entomb against them sucks. Do I want Meddling Mage just as a body? I could just name Spellstar Sprite. I don't think I'm quite that desperate. Not yet. Necromancy. Entombs. That's 7 and 7. I still have 3 Animate Deads and a Grizzlebrand in my deck. Do I want to try to cast Grizzlebrand? Is that something I'm interested in? I think if I leave one reanimate target in the deck, it should be Dragon. But the only way I have to get it in my graveyard is milling it over right now, which is not a playable strat in my mind. And Archon is castable. We just saw it happen. This is crazy. I could just also cut the animates, and in animating Uro or Yorion are all interesting things. Their Una's Blackguard might make me discard my jerk. All this sounds pretty questionable. Meddling Mage just to contest the board at all. I ran out of time to figure it out. This is not the correct composition, but it's what I'm going with. Let's hope they stacked up on Graveyard Hate. Gonna have to mulligan this one. I would keep it with an island, but that's not what I have. This is a banger. Keep, and I'm gonna send Nexus of the Fate to the bottom. Prismatic Ending for Bitter Blossom is gonna be a big deal. That's a hard card to beat. A lead on Field of the Dead, which is perfect because it doesn't cast Prismatic Ending, which I just said is important to have on turn 2. Well played, me. I'm just gonna pretend I was playing around Daze the whole time. They don't have it. Okay, they have Spellstutter Sprite then? Or that rogue guy. Okay, they can't Opposition Agent this turn, so I'm going to fetch while the getting's good. I didn't see a Wasteland out of them, but I expect back to basics. Just like fully 100% expect it. I'm going to get Island. If they have Spellstutter Sprite, they have Spellstutter Sprite. I'm casting my Ponder. Okay, cool. I don't actually want these because of Opposition Agent. There's the Flash Uncounterable Jerk. It's not a fairy. It's a human rogue, which is good for a Prismatic Ending. Bad for Swords to Plowshares, but that's not what I have. So end this. I'm going to pay 2 for it. I could pay 3, but that like goes up into Daze. And they only have 1 blue anyway, so they can't like double fairy here. Opposition Agent can't be countered. Okay. Yeah, they were just sneaking that in where they could. Played around that one already. As well as I could anyway. There is a Misty Rainforest in my graveyard. Oh, they do have a target for Wasteland on their deck. That's nice. I think both Loam sucks. They line up the Void. Okay. Well, now having both Loams doesn't suck so bad. I'm going to play Wasteland and put Yorion in my hand. And then I can just cast Yorion next turn. 4/5 creature. I'd like a blue spell to back it up, though. They can remove my Yorion. That's really disappointing. I did bring in my Force of Vigor. It is worth noting. That's a reason to keep a Loam in my hand. It also just like clips the ley line for free if they do have a Back to Basics or Bitter Blossom that I really care about. How about a blue card to protect my Yorion? Nope, no chance. Not even worth casting Loam because dredging it doesn't do anything, and also I can't fetch the land I get with it. So it does work up to Field of the Dead. That's interesting. But I think holding up Force of Will is better. Like if I can Force of Will a creature this turn and then animate that creature, then I'm on the board. Yeah. Oh no. I don't have double blue. My life is shit. Okay, should have cast Loam. Whoops. I was so excited about hitting all these land drops that don't require fetching, but that also means I've done nothing to fix my mana. And now I am dead. Coming up quick on dead here. Okay, I drew a blue card. That means I can cast Yorion with some protection, a little bit of help. But if I Force of Will and it doesn't work, then I'm at 5 and dead on board. Oh, suddenly. All right. Well, I'll choose Yorion. Okay, I can still draw Terminus. Unless they have a flash creature. Okay, time to draw Terminus. Go to 1 here. Terminus. All right, I'm dead. Oh, that was a pounding. I just didn't do anything. Opposition Agent is scary. Is there anything in my deck that answers Opposition Agent? I could just... Yeah, those Animate Deads were pretty bad. So, Animate Dead out, Archon out. I don't think we're going to go into hardcast mode. They showed me ley lines and all this other shit now, too. Containment Priest. These are just bodies I can put into play and contest Opposition Agent. I think Ethersworn Canis will hurt me more than it hurts them. Collector Oof doesn't seem relevant. Collector Oof is just literally Grizzly Bears. Oh no, I have a thing it turns off. It's strictly worse than Grizzly Bears. Do I want to leave the Archon in for those late games? I think so. Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, this is my plan. The weirdest control deck you've ever seen. I'm pretty sure my clock's under 10 minutes, so I'm gonna have to play fast. I don't have a cheese mode. I have to grind them out. I am gonna keep this hand. It plays to the board kinda well. I need another green source to get endurance rolling, but I do get to cast spells. I can even play Meddling Mage on Opposition Agent, if I think that's important. Or I could name that, I guess I can't name a card if I don't know what it's called, right? Tide Bender? Something Bender? Flash Bender? Robot Bender? They didn't have a ley line. That's disappointing. I was hoping they would just mulligan. They mulligan to 6. Ley line would put them to 5, basically. I think I'm going to fetch Bug Triome here. Just get that into play. Get my mana set up. Here's the fetch. Please don't have Dark Ritual in your deck. Okay. Didn't happen. Dodged. I have to play the white source, so blue, white. Cunning Nightbonder? Is that the name of this card? Now I have to waste precious clock making sure I know what this card is actually called. Yeah, that's the one. Let's turn off Cunning Nightbonder. This league officially got weird. I can dress down to turn off Opposition Agent for a turn and crack all my fetches. Like, that is a line that exists. Green mana. Shit. Not green card. Green mana. I'm gonna attack. If they flash something in and kill this, go ahead. It's doing its job. If I can get these endurances down in a reasonable time frame, that's a real clock that does seem to mess up what their deck's trying to do. However, clearly, I don't have the third green right now. They're gonna work in a spell stutter here just to start their fairy count. Oh, suddenly. Yep, that card was too good. Gotta get rid of it. Okay. Representing Opposition Agent. Can I draw a green source, please? Maybe kinda. Green, blue, colorless. It's a redraw. I could have end step dress down and then just cast Uro as a creature. Oh, fuck. You have Hull Breacher too. Alright. Well, you're gonna get a treasure here. Alright. I have mentioned that several times in the league, and it has finally come home to roost. There's the Hull Breacher. It might come up here, the dress down endurance interaction. If you evoke a creature with dress down in play, it doesn't die. Taking 3 from this Breacher. Hull is extremely breached. Okay. There's that. Let's see how many things I can get away with this turn. If I fetch and lose a fight over dress down, I'm dead. Creatures lose all abilities. All right, that includes creatures that come into play later. Yeah, so they can attack, and then I play dress down, and then I fetch, and then I play endurance. Dress down. They get to draw a card because Hullbreacher doesn't have any abilities. They could Brazen Borrow in response to the draw, get another treasure. That seems pretty aggro, though. Okay, I'm gonna fetch. They could Brazen Borrow and then cast Opposition Agent. Alright, I'm glad none of those things happen. Just planning for the worst at all times. Tropical Islands in play. Here's Endurance. Endure. Can I block? Or what are we doing here? They snuffed that out. In that case, I'm going to pitch cast the other Endurance. Do I want to do that? Do I care? I don't think I care that much about Hull Breacher. I'll just fight over Hull Breacher next turn. I can take 3. I don't need to 2-for-1 myself that aggressively. Nexus of Fate is in hand. As soon as I get to 7 mana, it's game on. Okay. Land drop. Love to see it. I'm not going to play Uro into their Hull Breacher. I'm going to let myself try to answer it with Endurance this turn. Ponder. Fearlessly attacking. Smells like a removal spell, but I'm going to make the play that I have. I target my opponent. I'm not sure if they use their graveyard, but I definitely want my graveyard. Okay, another Snuff out. Sure. I can put Yorion in hand, and then I have a 4/5. There's Blackguard, okay. That is a fairy. Track of that. Swords to Plowshares, fuck yeah. Alright. Swords to Plowshares, Hull Breacher, and then cast Uro. That sounds like a good use of this turn. Uh-oh. No, they had Spellstutter Sprite. I should have known. Yeah, you got it. Is there anything I could do about that? Other than, like, Force of Vigor, their treasure. But then I can't cast Uro, so no. That play wasn't really available to me. So the plan now is to get Yorion into play, and then Time Walk a couple times. I could also draw Terminus right now. That would be fine. There's Uro. 4/5 creature in play. And pass the turn. That's all I got. Hope it's enough. Like, any flash threat is brutal. Yeah, okay. I just take another 5. I'm at 2. I really need Terminus. I have to Terminus into cast Yorion, and then they can't answer Yorion again, because even with the Terminus, if they can answer Yorion, the Borrower's lethal. Terminus, let's go. It's not a miracle. Yeah. I'm just dead here. I have nothing. Awesome games. That's a really cool deck. That was 5 rounds with Bant, Worldgorger Dragon. The combo did come up a couple times where it was super relevant, where just like reanimating decks against decks we weren't going to beat otherwise. There were other times where it just had Animate Dead or Archon of Cruelty or whatever clogging up the hand, which is really bad for the Bant control side of the game. So as far as Bant control decks with a combo kill go, I think you will do better with Food Chain or Aloran than this. Though, if you want to feel something and you're married to the Gorger life, this is a fine thing you can be doing. I'm sure you could tune this deck up a little more. Obviously, I did not plan for blue-black rogue flash deck. Like, that's not a thing that I planned for. I didn't really have a good plan for it. I did kind of miss having early interaction. Like, this is a deck that might just want Coatl more than it wants Field of the Dead. This is a black deck too. Maybe you just play Baleful Strix and go lighter on white. Like right now, this is a Bant deck with a black splash, but you could make it a bug deck with a white splash and just fundamentally think about it that way, because the white cards in the deck are just Plow and Prismatic Ending, and then the sideboard cards. That might make more sense. And then you get like Coatls, you get Leovold. Yeah, that deck starts to look a lot more interesting, but then you're just the Bug Dragon deck, which is already an established archetype, and you can find a lot of lists that are good at that. That's up to you where you want to go with that. This was fun. Grizzlebrand, Archon, and Dragon all got to ride at least once. Nexus of Fate was never cast, but it would have come up with the Dragon combo. My opponent mercifully scooped before I had to do it, though. This league was a lot of fun to navigate. I got to do everything I like to do in Legacy, which is dirtle around with Uro and Shark Typhoon, and then I also got to be a combo deck, and that's a good time. That's a good use of a couple hours for me. Thank you, Chris, for asking me to play this. Everyone else, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon links, check out YouTube membership if you want to support the channel even more. We broke 10K subs earlier this week. That's a huge milestone. Thank you all so much for watching, and let's keep it going, and I'll see you next time.